follow trends.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight we start Week 5 with a primetime matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the Denver Broncos. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. First play and a first pass for Murray.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Nick Bonito
in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile. Another try after the first down sack. Murray
rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Stephon Gilmore.
Brandon, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now, because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
A run with his second-year man. That's Ramondre Stevenson.
Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
This defense for the Broncos, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
On third down, Jackson forced out to his left. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown.
Bryan Edwards,
his first touchdown on the year.
And the Colts use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
Younghoe Koo set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Nwangwu now from his end zone.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, "Let's go, big boy. You're still our leader."
On second down, here's Murray. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted.
Picked off by his...
And now look at this. Big gain but a fumble.
And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with the football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco runs it back. Game is salted away. Fumbles on the return. Atlanta gets it back, drives down, kicks the game-winning field goal.
How about that? And a crazy situation we just saw. There he goes, right side. The 30, 10, 5, and all the way home for a Broncos score. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, they'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that have caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys? And coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night, guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often. Well, that play there was certainly a scouting report special, because Covered was all too aware that this close to the end zone, he's going to become a bigger weapon for that offense, and they were there to help force the incompletion.
Throwing is Jackson.
Open man there is Collins, complete.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one will go down as 33 yards on the third down conversion.
A very nice job right there, working the middle of the field, able to create some separation and then utilize it to not just make the catch, but turn upfield once he got the ball in his hands.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling, held it to an okay gain.
Buying time to his left. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Well, that's a nice job right there. He's looking downfield, but with no one open, he takes off and tries to run for it. He gets to the sidelines and gets out of bounds with a first down.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Alec Pierce, the intended receiver,
but it's going to be second down.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Jackson. Looking for Pearson. He's got him. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Alec Pierce, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Colts have moved out in front. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Nwangu now from his end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Colts pick it up. And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Jackson now. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Bryan Edwards with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 21-7.
Broncos 7. Younghoe Koo set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Nwangu now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Slot man moves right. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
And a fake here, direct snap to the up man. And he's not going to get to the marker, and that's a turnover on downs. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool them. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. Now Jackson on 1st down. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Traditionally, as a defense, your #1 job, stop the run. But in today's football, it's impacted the opposing quarterback, make him uncomfortable. And so far, they've not been able to do that.
Not at all. He's been really comfortable in the pocket. 3 touchdown passes already.
So that could be an important first.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off. And he'll actually lose about 7 yards on the return, but they have possession of the football on the turnover.
Well, they tried to take their shot right there, but the ball hung up a little too long, and it's intercepted.
And when you describe trying to take their shot right there, usually the ball has to be thrown out a little bit more of a line. You just mentioned it. The ball hung up there. The reaction time of the defenders, they win the day and intercept it.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Now this time Murray to throw it. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. To throw is Murray. That's caught left side by Hardman. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed.
On 4th down, Dom Maggio out to punt.
Back deep is Tavon Austin. He'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain Night, and it's a good one. Fielded at the 33. We'll call that a 41-yard punt. The net a little greater, though, following a loss on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jackson.
And he's got Pierce.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
And this throw will be intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they've had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them, because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From the 17, Murray. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick, and the Colts are going to take possession of the football. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event.
Looking for Pearson. He's got him. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Alec Pierce with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Colts have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down, a run with Etienne. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. They'll run with Etienne. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Another tote for Etienne. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. A give to Etienne running right. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Murray now to throw. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Hurst. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. Murray and company going for it on 4th. Throw right side going to be caught by Hardman. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. The drive starts with a carry by Stevenson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Stevenson gets it again on second down. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
He took a shot there, but boy, was that ill-advised from my viewpoint. Coverage was awfully tight. How did he get away with that one not being picked off?
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. He'll get this into the hands of Stevenson. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want...
Oh, and for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. But pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Play action. Now it's Murray. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Omaha.
Murray now. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Nick Bonito. And the Colts are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And, look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown.
He's got a man, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. And in 2 plays just like that, they're already operating in the red zone.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds. And
for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Xavier Woods with a pick. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. He's at the 30. Past the 20. 10. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. So they get the interception, and almost as importantly, a big return after that.
And who's the guy that saved the touchdown, partner? The guy who threw the interception. A lot of times, he just gives it the old Olay, but give him credit. He went old school. He was determined not to make this a pick six, and he got there in time to make the tackle.
Murray flips his forward on a jet sweep. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Kene Nwangwu. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Broncos take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Play action. Now Jackson. Finding Pierce on the crossing route. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away, but the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Jackson will throw again. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bottling him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum the other side is starting to gain.
That'll be complete to Stevenson. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, P.I. gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
And the Colts are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Stevenson is into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. This one now, Charles, you'd have to think all but over.
I would agree with that because this offensive line, they've been physical from the first snap of the game, and it's taken a toll on this defense. And it was never more evident than on that play right there. They continue to move the line of scrimmage forward, and they open up enough space there to get their guy into the end zone.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Murray with a 3rd and long. That is caught. It's Uzomah. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
The tackle made at the 47-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Here's Murray. Open man is Uzomah. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 38-yard line. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw, it's Murray. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Swim.
Another try after the first down sack. Murray taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Denzel Ward. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD.
Well, mistake there by the offense, Charles. They tried to pick on a Pro Bowl corner in coverage there, and not the smartest decision. He reminded him that he was a Pro Bowl corner with not only the pick, but the pick six.
And those guys who have that designation, sometimes they get a little bit bored in games because people try to avoid them. They absolutely love it when they get challenged, and it's a chance to remind everyone exactly why they were tabbed as one of the best in the league the prior season.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's Murray. And my goodness, another interception. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick, and the Colts are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6-1, one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. And now here is another interception. Picked by Kevin Byard. And the Broncos are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Murray, he bootlegs it. Rolling to his left. Murray has it knocked loose. Fumble. And the Colts pick it up. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Everyone has their strengths, able to move to their right or their left, being able to throw the football. So that means you've got to work on both, because you never know which way you're going to get flushed by pressure. In this situation, able to escape to his left and makes an accurate throw.
And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build. Down the numbers. There he goes. The 20. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown. But they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. I mean, one play, 75 yards in zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're in control here as they start 1st and 10 and appearing to have righted the ship following that 2-game losing streak. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit, but as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. This is caught. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. To throw again is Jackson. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. Now it's Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Stevenson. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Coup for the extra point.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Murray fighting, lost the football, and the Colts pick it up, and they will set up shop, red zone territory at the 13-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13.
That one on the guard, Cesar Ruiz.
Real quick.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And my goodness, another interception. Dante Jackson picks it.
And the Broncos are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they...
And he loses the football a second time. And the Colts pick it up. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.